Okie dokie. Just like I was telling you guys last week, I was ordering another box for my house number 3 of these bees. I did a little research in the meantime. My previous box came from this company, from Coppert here. I'm not gonna sit here and say whether to get from one or another. I just kind of give you some information here. Just a little background. Out of my head, when I had ordered from BioBest, that's where I was getting my predator, biological predators, like for my mites and so forth. And we'll probably be getting into that here in a few weeks. And so but actually the last time I ordered bees was from this company. I'm not saying one's better than the other, but there is some differences, and I'll show you them. One of them is that these bees aren't going to come out immediately on you. They have a little sticker that they got to eat through. The lady at Coppert was explaining to me that that's important. I am not any kind of bee expert, so I'm just telling you what I was hearing and learning. But that's a very important step with them. It helps, for one thing, it helps them to home to the box. If they got to work their way out of the box, then apparently that helps them as far as returning to the box. And also, she said it'll take between half an hour to 24 hours for them to get out, and the quicker they get out of the box, the stronger your hive is kind of an indication of that. They also have, I was reading on the directions here a little bit, there's some kind of a nectar bag that I got to unlock and give them here. So it's, like I said, it's been about 5 years since I had gotten this, so I'm, kind of got to learn here too. But I just thought it would be a good example just to show what this is looking like, and so forth. But basically, I called these guys up and ordered these bees, and you can hear them humming here. I get these guys out of here. So, a couple of differences are on the directions here. She was saying, or they're saying I actually need to take this case, and you guys can kind of see them and hear them humming in here, but I actually need to pull this out, and there's a nectar bag, a Bee Happy nectar bag, it says, that I need to uncap. All right, I was a little bit unsure what I was doing there for a minute, but this case, they're telling me this got to come out, and this box underneath here is their nectar box. They call it a Bee Happy nectar box, and I got to uncap this. And they said if you don't do this, basically your hive will peter out pretty quickly, because this is their energy source for the first introduction. And then, so now that I uncap that wick there, I guess they go to that from inside here, and I put this back in. These guys are getting a little bit grumpy. So, and as you see here, this little, just a little sticker here, cardboard sticker. And when I open this up, they're gonna be able to see out, but they're gonna have to eat through that to get out. Which is nice, in my opinion, because I can set them in there, open it up, and then they can kind of take their time venting their frustration out on that thing and not on me or my children or my wife like last time. So we open that sucker up. Now let's go set it inside here, and we'll try to get some footage of these guys getting out here throughout the day, see how long it takes. Alrighty, so this is my house number 3, if I didn't mention before. I have, my other 2 hives were in 1 and 2, and this is my house number 3 of my bush type tomatoes. It's also the one that has the flowers in, but the flowers are going to be leaving here in a few weeks, and then this whole house will be tomatoes. So they said, the lady actually said, I asked her about having flowers and the tomatoes in the same house, if that's an issue. She said, no, it's not. It's actually will give them, plenty of flowers to work. Typically the issue is not having enough flowers, not the issue of having too many. So she said that's perfectly fine. So very similar options here. I can, if I have both slots open at the bottom, it allows them to come in and out. If I have it in the middle here, it just allows them to come in if I want to capture them at the end of the night. And right now it's closed up entirely. So what's nice about this here, in my opinion, is I can go like this, and they're going to be able to escape but they're gonna have to eat through this cardboard first. It's very important not to take that off. I've heard of people already peeling that off to let them out, and that is a no-no. They actually want the bees to eat their way out of that, and it's very important for them. So another couple things that I learned since talking to the lady here at Coppert, before, I think I was just having a bad memory as far, or my memory wasn't serving me right, in that these won't sting. They can sting. She said these are all female workers, and there is a queen in this box, but the queen bumblebee doesn't last year after year after year like the honeybee does, is what she's telling me. This queen, basically her life on Earth, regardless if it's in this box or anywhere, will end here, you know, sometime this summer. You can see that they're starting to find the opening there, and the ones that are most aggressive will start working on that, and they'll chew their way out of that, and it'll take a while, and then they'll get out. And they'll start roaming around. But so these are all female workers, and the female workers are the ones that go out and find the pollen and bring back to the box. And so that is what we want. You can see they're starting to realize, hey, we might be able to get out of here. So she said the females will have the ability to sting you, but bumblebees are generally very docile. They are generally very, they don't typically bother you unless, you know, they really provoked. So she said, you know, the lady was telling me, I mean, if you're working around the greenhouse, the bees can fly around your head, they'll land on the plants next to you, and typically won't ever bother you. And that's what I remember. I was thinking they don't sting, but it's just that they typically won't really ever bother you. But in the case we had last week, I think it was a case where I was expecting them not to be able to come out, because that's what I was used to. And I think they were just frustrated from the trip, and we were there and they were unhappy, and they decided to take it out on us. But once they kind of get themselves acclimated and they're happy with the environment, they're really not going to be a pest to you whatsoever, unless you're like swatting at them or really causing problems with them. They're not going to bother you. So anyway, we'll check back here and try to get some different footage as they are making their way out, and try to see if we can capture them getting out and so forth. But that's what I've learned, and hopefully this helps and maybe gives you some ideas. I'm not saying one company versus the other, but there is some differences between them. All right, hope you have a great day.
I just walked up.
All right, we're gonna take a just peek here and see how these guys are making out, see if they're making any progress. It's been about 15 minutes. They're working at it, but don't look like they got too far yet. So we'll check back. There's two of them there that are. There's two of them there that are fighting to get out. That's what we want. We want them to work at it there. So we'll come back in another 10, 15, 20 minutes. All right, 1 hour here after opening these up. You can see they're pretty active. Try to get a little better lighting on that. Yeah, two of them there are trying pretty hard to get their way out of there. So they're getting, there's some, you can see in the bottom left corner and a couple places there, they're nibbling at it. I think in another half hour here, they'll be escaping. They're not too far from it. There's 3 of them there, I guess, the way it looks now. So we'll check back in a little. Alrighty, we're at the 2 hour mark. Looks about the same as it was an hour ago. They're working at it, but not quite there yet. Okay, we're about 3.5 hours into it here, and they're getting somewhere. As you see that guy there on the bottom, he's getting close. I hope I don't miss him here. I'm also trying to get some planting done today, so I'm kind of hopping in and out of here, so I hope I don't miss these guys getting out. But we'll check back here, maybe about half hour, 45 minutes. But I wish I could just sit here and watch this guy, but I don't got time to do that. But yeah, trying to keep updated here, but they're getting close. They said they'd like to see these guys get out between half an hour to a day, get out of the box. So this is about 3.5 hours into them being opened up, and I think they're making some good progress. So Alrighty, alright, it's the afternoon here. I had sent my oldest son in to get a video around 4:15 or so, and apparently they were getting out at the time he was taking a video, and I guess he was a little afraid to get up close to the box or whatever. But just to give you a look there, it looks like they busted out. They're out working around the greenhouse and so forth, and in and out, and as they please. But I'm thinking it took roughly, what time was that? Roughly about 5 hours or so till they got out of this box this time, something like that. So I think that's pretty good, but I guess we'll see how active the hive is here in the next few days and so forth. But so that's the deal there. The bees ate through that on their own, and they can come in and out. So I can hear them humming in there. So I think it's getting towards after supper here, and I'm not sure if they're done for the day. I don't see any at the moment, but just wanted to bring a cap to the day. But that's this box, and that's how it went.